What's up, guys? It's Grant's Comics here, and today we'll be reviewing the Spectacular Spider-Man 258, where, well, it's the Spectacular Protege right there. So, as we left off, Spider-Man, or Peter Parker, Mary Jane made a suit for Peter Parker because he was framed that he, attacked Norman Osborn. So he had to make an own identity, and he came up. Well, actually, MJ came up with the name the Protege, which is pretty cool, pretty not really very general name. But we got this nice blue cover, a '98 cover, and you can tell it's very '90s. Just the way it's designed or drawn, and it says identity crisis right there because, like I said, Spider-Man became the Protege in the last comic review that I did. So yeah, very cool. So this is basically about the Protege. He's been the Protege for a while. In 2 issues, he's fighting a guy called Jack-O-Lantern and Condrum. Condrum's kind of like a puzzle character where he puts puzzle pieces together, and the bubble is like a jigsaw puzzle, and the whole story revolves around Protege trying to rescue this ambassador's daughter from a third world country, because Jack-O-Lantern and Condrum had them. So that's the whole mission for the Protege, or in Peter Parker's case, this new identity called Protege. So he fights. He first encounters Jack-O-Lantern for a little while. They go at it, and after Condrum just goes in and he tries to wipe out Spider-Man. Condrum is basically like a bootleg version of Mysterio, and Protege, Peter Parker as Protege, says it. He's like, man, this Condrum guy reminds me of Mysterio and stuff like that. And I kind of saw it in a few panels. I saw it in the last video I did that I reviewed, but I think this is his appearance. I don't know if it's his first appearance. I gotta look it up, but this is his appearance. Maybe the last issue, which is behind me right there, that yellow right by Captain, where my finger is. That's where Peter Parker had the Protege costume, where it was introduced. I don't know if it's the first appearance of the suit. I looked that up, but it's very cool. Like I said, very '90s, and so yeah, basically the whole issue is the Protege trying to rescue the ambassador's daughter from Jack-O-Lantern and Condrum. And at some point, Condrum goes to jail, and he does rescue the ambassador's daughter, but in some other panel, Jack-O-Lantern escapes, and it's only with Condrum and Spider-Man fighting. Protege fighting. Protege finally gets hands on Condrum. Condrum gets arrested but escapes. Then Protege uses his spider sense because he's Spider-Man. That's why it's identity crisis right here. So he uses his spider sense. He closes his eyes okay, I need to really trust my spider sense. And he whacks him, and he goes back to jail because Condrum has this smoke. Like I said, he is basically bootleg version of Mysterio, and I never heard of Condrum. I gotta look that up too. A lot of looking up I gotta do, but yeah. So he knocks out Condrum when Condrum is in like smokes, I guess, like in a mist. He uses his spider sense. He closes his eyes. It knocks him out. That finally gets him arrested and stuff like that. So after that, he escapes. He does, Prodigy leaves. He gets notified by the press because press thinks he's a new superhero, which he is, because it's a new superhero, new identity. So they want to interview him for Daily Bugle, and this guy called Billy Walter, he wants a quote from Prodigy, and I think the quote is so inspirational to me, and I kind of like the quote. Let me see if I can pull it out. Right. Let's see. Where can I find it? Hold on, let me try and find. Here's the ambassador's daughter. She's locked up in a cage. Gives Peter Parker a kiss on the nose because his nose gets ripped off by Condrum. Where is it? Where's the part where he asks for a quote? Here's the ceremony where he gets rewarded. I believe $100. He said. Ambassador award with $1 million. Shoot, I forget where the. Oh, here's the guy built Walter. He interviews Prodigy with Prodigy, Peter Parker in the other suit. And he says, you can rest a little easier from now on, New York. So basically, he's saying that now that this problem is solved, you guys can relax and just be yourselves and do your own thing, stuff like that. So that's a really cool, simple quote. After towards the end, there's like an epilogue, I guess how you say it. And this whole time you see in the epilogue that it was a setup. Norman Osborn set up Jack Lantern and Condrum so he can have money and he can return as the Green Goblin. So technically Norman Osborn faked his death to invent a new goblin. So that's really trippy and really weird. So I believe if I have the next issue of this, I'm gonna read this and I'm gonna review it and stuff like that. But I love this book. This issue is very cool. I'm gonna give you guys one more take of that. 258 there. Simple blue cover with Spider-Man, half Spider-Man and half Prodigy, and it says the spectacular Prodigy is covered to Spider-Man, and it says this Prodigy, which I find it really cool. But that's it. Yeah, that's it for now. Give this video a thumbs up and subscribe. Alright.